Hey, just another just another real quick one. Butcher Bob Relco. You know what? The guy, the way I told you, I said, hey, I understand we're not going fishing, but now you piss me off, right? And this was a while ago. But the fact that he wouldn't take it back, and then you know what the worst part about this was? He lied too, because it cost him money. He wouldn't admit to scratching it. He blamed me, and that's mostly probably why Liberty Safe wouldn't do anything because he said I didn't do it. I didn't do anything, and he was dishonest. And he didn't have integrity. And if you and now go back 2 videos, I just want people to, in case they're looking right, in case they're wondering about, hey, I wanted to make it. Why'd you get all mad at old Butcher Bob? He seemed like a pretty nice guy over there. He ain't bothering nobody. How come all of a sudden old Nick got another problem? That's why. And if society can't see after what I talked to that guy about, and you're wondering why I'm wondering how he got an FFL, something wrong with y'all and not me, and it's the devil because he's supposedly Catholic or something. But if you got a guy that calls up and says, remember that, all that, don't bring me a scratch safe. And when you come, bring the right equipment. And by the way, you might want to get the measurements and not a picture. Remember all. And then on top of it, he lies. And then I got to spend the next month leaving messages to everybody in that company because they think it's okay to scratch your safe after I asked not to scratch it. I tried to keep it on the pallet. Remember all. He didn't have the measurements, and then he wouldn't take. In other words, you're lucky you got a safe, son. No, this is America, God's greatest country. Still, even if we got the filthy porn industry, we got all the drug problems. Well, we were. Even with the stains of slavery and all the things that we need to work together and talk about honestly. And remember, you can't demand tolerance if you're not willing to offer it. So we understand you got them books up there at the library that you want to push on y'all kids, right? And you got the numbers, remember? There's still safety in numbers, right? Because you don't want the polar bear to eat you, and we're the only ones that are going to give you soup. Yep. So if you want to come up to this library, you're going to have to see them books, but you're a parent, so you get to decide as a parent, not us, not librarians, not the government, not their teachers. You get to raise your kids, remember? Yeah, remember when we used to do that? You're the ones who sit down. How yeah. So instead of running around going to bing, 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 sit your kids down and have dinner with them at night. Remember when we used to do that? And we weren't so busy. And now we turn into a place where you got libraries pushing these books on the kids. Hey, like I said, but if you want me to not, if you want people to stop storming the Capitol, what you do is you say, hey, that's cool. Hey, for the parents that don't mind that stuff, we can't. But don't force our kids. Let us raise our kids. Don't push sexual stuff like that on our children until we're ready to talk about the birds and the bees, like when they're 40. Just kidding. So, but if you're wondering about Butcher Bob and Relco Company, it's huge too, apparently. Yeah, so if you're looking for a firearm over in that way, just over the river there, I'd stay away from that guy because he's dishonest. And I understand times are tough and the profit margins are slim, but what we call that is integrity. And if you don't have that, you'd be better off to have been honest and said, I made a mistake and taken a little hit and not gotten a bad review by me and said, hey, I learned from that. I ain't going to bring out that 15-foot crowbar after a guy spent 3 weeks telling me not to scratch it. Huh? And then when they ask me about it, I'm going to lie about it. So that he has to spend the next 3 months filling up the voicemails of every person he can find in the company at Liberty Safe in Utah. And they're treating me that way because Butcher Bob told him, I don't know what he's talking about. He's psychiatric, certifiable. Just go look at the Home Depot and all this. This pothead across the street will say the same thing. No. And you can't fillet a fish on Facebook. I report. You decide. I've told the truth. I just wanted to make a little one with the, so people can identify and get close about where I talk about Liberty Safe and Butcher Bob. All right? I got to go get to work and do some other stuff. You know I'll be back, God willing. And I'm not bad-mouthing anybody. Like I said, I mean, this is what they've done real quick. What they've done is, again, you're getting the idea. What they're doing is making you dependent on the government. Okay? And then they're saying, hey, don't you want some soup, right? And then you got that mean polar bear, that old red coat. You remember him? You think Tom Emmer is a mean guy, huh? Huh? Oh, that guy. Oh, Ted Cruz and them are real conservative. But hey, all you got to do is be quiet about this here. Don't talk about them books we're trying to change, all that. Which one you want here, boy? You want to get eaten by a polar bear, or would you like to come up to the library and have soup and be quiet and not talk about Jesus? And you're going, well, I want to live and I like to eat, and no matter what I do, that polar bear just keeps staring at me. I should probably be quiet, right? Well, I tried that. So now they're saying, hey, that's where we're at. And it's by design. And so when I guess when a Breitbart or a guy like me start talking about it, if you're an old Pete Hegseth, you kind of tiptoeing through the tulips. You're doing a little dodge here and a little dodge there, and hey, getting along. Hey, I don't talk. We talk a little bit, but not too much like that old Nick there, but we'll let him get all the attention, eh? Because he about to die, right? Look what they're doing. Hey, I ain't doing nothing. He's all right? He kind of a little bit on Fox News, I ain't watched Fox News. I watched it for 20 years. I ain't watching it no more. I want the news. And I like a variety. And remember, there's safety in numbers. And I'm thinking, if people are honest, they could, if you want me to respect that, I wouldn't go up and down, not that I ever would, but these guys storming the Capitol, you'd think they might go up and take the books and steal them, right? Or right? I'd never do that. But if you want an average guy to just go about his business, then seriously, respect that he don't want his children to see it. Maybe there's nothing we can do. Well, then I'm not going to have my kids at the library, because you don't get to re-educate my kids, because I raise them by the Bible. You see? So they know what's going on. Most of y'all do. Most of y'all don't care, because you say, hey, look at all them problems. Well, I already had the problems. So, hey, it can't get much worse. And Tom Emmer don't want you to marry one of his daughters? No. It's like, what? Yeah, what's going on? You're like, no, because I'm fair and balanced. I ain't red coat, hang 'em high, longshoreman enough for 'em. Remember all that? Go back and watch enough. You getting the idea. Want to go fishing, hunting? Can't do that out down there at the library with them funny books. They don't want to do any of that. They want to get on them funny books and lower his Mike Lindell's mic real nice, and we'll just boil that frog real slow till. What you gonna do now, son? Ain't nothing but you and a polar bear. Daddy! Hey, that's it. You know what I mean? I gotta go. Later.